simply having a social media presence in today's business world isn't good enough. The digital marketing landscape has evolved considerably over the past years and is more competitive than ever before. Brands are going head to head against each other to ensure their messaging doesn't just resonate with people online, but also continues to retain their attention for as long as possible. Accurate data is essential to figuring out how your social media efforts are performing so far and what changes need to be made in order to either reverse any decline in the performance or to achieve further growth. Success on social media is not something that, as a home service contractor, we're going to achieve by flying in the dark. You require precise data that enables you to make data-driven decisions. Now, the great thing about social media platforms is that they provide you with a wealth of data to track, measure, and analyze. However, it's important to know which of these metrics matter the most and how to utilize that data. So when you're looking at this information, you want to make sure that you have the knowledge to make improvements to the campaign in order to achieve the desired results. Important social media metrics include follower growth. Now, this is perhaps the simplest, but one of the most important social media metrics. You'll need to keep a close eye on follower growth to see if your efforts are even paying off. And more people are essentially signing up to be regularly updated with whatever content you share. Now, this holds true for both organic growth and social media marketing campaigns that are focused entirely on increasing your follower count. If the numbers aren't going up as quickly as you may have hoped it would, then perhaps the campaign needs to be tweaked so that it can achieve a considerable ROI. Having a lot of followers on social media is also a sign to others who just come across your brand that it's already viewed favorably by so many other people. Another important metric is impressions. Simply put, impressions are the number of times that users see your content. It is pertinent to note that one user can result in multiple impressions. This metric isn't a measure on how many users have seen your content, but rather it measures the number of times your content has been seen by all users. This is an important metric because it highlights your content's ability to get views. If you have a good enough follower count, but the impressions are low, chances are that the content isn't gaining enough traction. Some changes may be required to the content strategy to increase the number of impressions. Another important metric is reach. Reach is a simple yet powerful metric. It lets you know the number of users who have seen your content. Even if a user sees your content multiple times, they'll still be counted as one user. For example, if 1,000 followers of a brand sees their content many times, the brand's reach remains 1,000. So this metric makes it easier to figure out if your content is making its way to new users. Brands with low reach will need to improve their content strategies to ensure that whatever they're posting has a better chance of surfacing for new users. Engagement rate. On any social media platform, engagement is the true representation of how frequently your followers choose to interact with your home service contracting business. The engagement rate includes likes, comments, shares, and other interactions on content. Social media platforms provide more visibility to content that has a higher engagement rate. A brand that has a significant number of followers but a low engagement rate runs the risk of appearing as if it has fake followers. If your content isn't generating enough engagement, it needs to be fixed so that people who see it are inclined either to like it or leave a comment. This will give the content a greater chance of surfacing in front of users who may never had interacted with your brand in the past. Bounce rate. Now, this is another important metric because it's not just about how many people you are able to bring in on your page. That's just one piece of the puzzle. You also need to consider the data on how users exit from the page. This data is crucial in figuring out whether changes need to be made to ensure that visitors stay on the page for as long as possible. A higher bounce rate should be a clear indication to you that the content isn't resonating with the visitors and they're quickly moving on to the next page. They simply don't want to engage with the content after they visit the first page. Now, with that insight gleaned from this data, changes can then be made as part of the efforts to bring down the bounce rate. Cost per click. Now, this is when you're running paid campaigns on social media. And it's simple enough to do, but keep in mind that the cost can quickly spiral out of control if you're not keeping a close eye on the data. The cost per click is perhaps one of the most important metrics when it comes to running these paid campaigns. It tells you precisely how much money you're spending for every click on the ad. A high cost per click clearly shows that your targeting isn't right and the traffic isn't converting. Bringing down the cost per click is essential to the long-term success of campaigns. A campaign with a consistently high cost per click would likely struggle to break even, let alone generate a decent return on investment. The best social media marketing is always data-driven. It has been proven time and time again that data-driven decisions are highly affected when it comes to social media. There's no shortcut or easy way to extract the results that you're after. It needs to be a conscious effort to comb through some of these important data points to figure out where the strengths and weaknesses lie, so that accurate decisions can then be taken to achieve growth. Many important metrics also exist that, when analyzed in conjunction with these highly important metrics, will provide you the perfect platform to launch a highly optimized campaign from. And if you want to know the secret formula that most successful home service contracting businesses use to fuel growth and outperform the competition, just hit the link below in the description and download my free ebook. And if you found this information helpful, please subscribe to my channel and you'll get an alert every time I drop another gem.